Hi everyone, it's the 5th workshop for the light trail looking at BBC microbit today. Today we're going to be turning the microbit into a radio, which I've just done and put my head around because I wasn't going to come on here trying to do it without looking at all the worksheets that we've made for everyone to access for free. It's actually relatively easy. It takes a while to get your head around the idea, but I have made a radio. So every microbit has a radio within it, and so one will send a radio signal and the other will receive it and do something depending on what we send. And this will look really cool on our light trail because we can set up all of the light installations to have a radio signal in them, and when someone comes along and tries to interact with it with their microbit, it could change what the installation does, which is pretty awesome. So for example, you could have a light installation that isn't even lit, let's say, completely dramatic, and then you come along with your microbit that you got from the library for free. It's free, there's no excuses, and you press a certain button, so you input a number, and then the light installation just lights up just like that. So we can make everything on the light trail interactive, just using radio signals. And radio signals are really important in Chelmsford because it's the birthplace of radio. So I'm going to show you what I've done with this one. Actually, it's working right now, so I'm going to just show you. Right, the one with the love heart has just received a signal. This one is just on. So I'm going to send the signal again, and we'll wait a few seconds. Let's hope it works. So when it gave that little arrow, see, look what it says. You did it. And then it grows a little love heart. So I coded this to only react, look, so you know that I'm not putting any other inputs. Do it again. I press A on my radio thing that I've made while I go around the light installation. You did it. You did it. Wow. Okay, so let's jump into the code. I'll let you watch that little thingy-majiggy. I'm going to unplug these because the batteries get used up so fast. Really difficult to unplug. Okay, let's jump into looking at the code that we're going to build. Right. So ignore this because this is part 2. You're going to, first of all, create 2 pieces of code. So the first piece of code is setting up whatever our installation does with a radio signal. So here we have on start show string radio, set radio group to day. This, yeah, right, let me go from scratch, and that way, as in from the beginning, not scratch the program. Okay, so I'm going to follow Laura's worksheets bit by bit. So here is how to create a remote control, and we want to do that because we're going to do an amazing thing. So we're going to at first create this piece of code, which is that when the microbit is on, it says radio. This has been shortened to RDO. We're going to set a transmit power, and we're putting that to 7, and we're setting a radio group to 21, and everything else that wants to tune into it is going to have to be set also at 21. So on here we go to our library and we've got the whole radio section. Now, do you remember what it said? Because I don't. No, we're starting here, aren't we? We're going to label it radio. Radio. We're going to shorten it to RDO. And then we're going to set a group. We're also going to send a number. Pretty sure they are the two correct things. No, set transmit power and set group. I didn't get much sleep last night. Set group and set transmit power. Can you see it? There we are. So the group is 21. Maybe because our light trail will be around in 2021. And then so we know that it's on and it's drawing all of our precious energy that has been put into the battery somewhere. We need to show that it's on so that we can unplug the battery pack if we don't want it on. You can use show LEDs, or what we've got in most of our tutorials is set string 2 with a dash. So this is basically turning it into a radio. Now we need to have an input. So let's do something different from the guidance. Let's do A and B pressed together. A plus B press on our input. So when we press A, we're going to send a signal. We don't want to be sending a signal all the time because that'd be crazy. So we're going to send it when A and B is pressed. Let's go back and check that we're following this correctly. Radio send number 1. So this bit of code is so we know what's being set. So let's go back a bit. If we are creating 5 installations that react to radio, we're going to have to set them up with numbers. I think that's the easiest thing to do. We could send a string of text, but if you get the text wrong when you're coding your microbit at home, it won't work and that will just be disappointing. So we're going to keep to numbers because they're simple and you can't get them wrong. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is for light installation number 1. We're then going to have a pause on the microbit for 1000 milliseconds, for example 1 second, and then we're going to show an arrow. That is to show that we have sent the signal, that it's been sent. You don't want to be pressing the button. You're like, is it working? Is it working? You don't know. So we're putting an arrow to show it's been sent, and then we've got the dash, which is to say that it's still drawing energy. Remember, we always need to remind ourselves that the microbit is taking energy, because if we don't, then our batteries are going to be dead by the morning and we'll be like, what, why? It happened to me. So, radio send number 1. Then what did we have? We had basic, and we had a pause. It's up to you how long you want the pause for. A second seems pretty reasonable. And then we're going to have show arrow north. That's to say it's been sent. And then we want the screen to have a tiny dash. So show string dash. Okay, so this is it basically for the first part of the tutorial. We have created one side of our radio transmitter, one side of the walkie-talkie if you like. Basically what it's doing is it's sending a number out into the stratosphere or the surrounding area and if that number is picked up with something else that is tuned in on the same radio group, then it will pick it up and do something. That's what we're creating here. I think it's actually really difficult to get your head around that. I'm finding it hard, but maybe that's just because I'm not I haven't had a education in how radios work. Something to think about. I've downloaded that, but I can't see where it would be. No, it'd be this one. Okay, so I'm going to plug my microbit in. And drop it in here. All I have done is create microbit code, and here is the proof. I'm definitely learning a lot. Okay, so now it has been set up, and I'll come back to full view so you can see me. Hello. So this is what I mean, by the way. If we have this plugged in and we don't have the screen with a little dash, it's just going to draw energy from these forever. So it says radio, and then it has a little dash so we know it's on. Even though I'm not pressing anything, if we didn't have that dash it'd be black and I would just assume that it's not on, but it is on because there's no on and off on this battery pack, which is the standard one you get when you buy a microbit, and it's also the one that you get when you hire it out from the library, because that's what these are, they're hired from the library. So we've made that one. Let's look at this stuff again. So we're part of this group 21 and we're sending number 1. Right. Let's go back and make a receiver, something to receive our number 1. Receiver. Let's hope I spelled that correctly. Apologies if I didn't. Right. So, for this tutorial, this was number 5 that you can follow on our website. This one is now number 6. So, it's how to receive signals from another microbit. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing as we did before. We're going to say what it is and set the group, most importantly, to number 21. If we do it to another group, I don't think it will work. They need to be tuned into the same channel. Set radio channel to 21. Let's pretend it says that. Right, I can't remember what it had on it. Shows string. Receiver. Is that? Yeah. Set radio group to 21. So radio group, we need to be on the same channel. So when it says group, it means channel. And we're going to do the same thing with a little dash. Pretty sure. Is that a looky? Fab. Now we need to go into the radio section and go to radio received number. Now we're doing that because I'm going to go home. This will save automatically. What we just created was sending a number. See, when button A and B are pressed, send number 1. So we have to have it that it receives a number. Let's go back. Let's go back. This isn't where I wanted to go. Radio receiver. So when on radio receive number, so this is a little bit techy. We're adding logic. So if number received is 1, then we're going to show a bit of code. If anything else, then we're going to show another bit of code. So it could almost be like a game. If we don't tell you which light installations are number 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5, thing. So maybe when you press A, it's 1 that sends. When you press B, it's 2, the installation number 2. And then when you go in front of the different installations, you can press the different numbers. It's actually really advanced, but hopefully we can do it with all the kids we're working with, so that they can experience this. It's very clever stuff, you know. So if something true, then, and we are going in logic to have this in here, I think, yeah. And we want if number received equals 1, because that is the number we're sending, then we want to have some kind of happy thing to happen. So we would put all of what we wanted our installation to do in here, like, I don't know. So if I designed an installation and I wanted it to move all its little robotic arms like really, really fast, if someone sent the right signal, I'd put that code in here. We're just going to keep it simple for now, and I'm going to have a string of icons change. Maybe we could do like 5, 4, 3, no. Duplicate, right click and duplicate, it's really nice and easy. So I think it's just cool if it's correct that it kind of like shows lots of random signs. I can't remember what Laura put in this. She put smiley face. Makes sense. I'll add a smiley face at the end. Best way to learn how to do this is to do it, because it is quite complicated. And then I'm going to have a string that says well done, because that was tough. Well done! If anything else, I quite like the idea of having that computer says no. I might just have the word no. Okay, I need to check it against what Laura's put together here. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I should show you this. Let's download it first and add it onto the other microbit. See, I've left the batteries in this one, and it's already, the lights are looking really dim. Really annoying and naughty. So do remember to unplug your batteries, or just buy lots of AA's, AAA batteries. Yes. So I can flash the code over. And already I see the value of writing first radio or receiver, because I was like, which one's the radio in my head just then? And then I realised that luckily we'd written it in. So when it starts, it will say, can't really see that, can you? Radio. And the battery's really weak on this, so I don't know if it's going to work. But when I press A on this one, I should get my little, it should send a radio signal and affect this one. Okay, so let's see what happens. Nothing's happening. I think it's these batteries because I did it, it was like that before, and then I added some stronger batteries. Oh, this is already much brighter. Okay, press A. It's really hard looking at the screen as well to try and understand what's going on. Wait a minute. What one are you? Radio. It's not working. What have I done wrong? It worked before. Not what you want when you're doing a live stream, guys. Let's check the code on the other one. That all looks fine to me. Radio receive 1, receive number, set group. Wait a minute, that's 21. Did I do it 21? 21. Receive number, radio on receive number, radio on receive number 1. Maybe there's too much something in the air here. This one isn't actually even doing anything when I press A, so it's obviously not sending the signal. So that's where the problem is. So that's actually a good observation, which I'm surprised that I observed. Oh! That's why, because I said A and B pressed together. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we'll try it pressing A and B together. You're going to have to watch this one. It should do something when I press A and B together on this. Hey. It's really difficult to see in it. Well done. So it was just my memory that failed me, not the code. Or the microbit. Sorry, microbit. So press A and B together. Sent the code. And then that one reacts. I'm just trying to think. I think it would be good now to look at this, which Laura has. We're not always lucky enough to have multiple microbits at home, which is very true. So it's hard to try out how a remote control works. So we're going to add the controller code from the last PDF, which was there. So we're going to have, what is different here? We're just going to have the button A pressed. I think, let's try it. I don't know if this will work. I don't know how it would pick up that I want to do 2, but maybe it just is smart because it can see radio send and radio receive in the same worksheet. So we'll do the radio received number bit of code again, and we'll change it, and we'll see how it actually comes on the screen. So when if you want to just do this at home without having a microbit, what it would look like. So we need the logic. If true, then this. And from logic, we want to take a comparison. So we're comparing received number, and we want it to equal 1 because our send number is 1. And let's add in some lights. Just going to do something. Maybe I'll make it's a little face. like a deer's face. And an icon. Something random. Else, and we'll go with the X icon. You know what, we'll just keep it really simple, actually. So I'm going to go with the tick and the X. So I don't know how this is going to pick up. And it hasn't. So it did happen earlier though, I had 2 here. If anyone knows in the comments, if anyone's really techie who's watching this, write it in. Maybe, have I got that? Set radio. Control to our code. I don't know where that is. This isn't a receiver, but it's 21.7. Let's swap it around, see if it does anything. If not, it will work if you have 2 microbits. Ah! Sorry, got excited by that. I was like, this isn't going to work. It's going to be very embarrassing, but it worked. So it sent it, and this one has received the tick. So you can change whatever you want in there. Very cool. Right, now let's do something different. Let's change what our radio sends. Let's make it number 7 and see if we get the X. Okay, that was worth doing. So it seems that you just need the input, and then as soon as you activate the input, the other one will turn up. So this kind of shows the importance of having the correct numbers, and that's why we're going to have numbers and not words, because you can, if you have a look in the radio, receive string. So let's do that for a second. If receive string, don't know if I can type in this, let's see. No, it doesn't want to, maybe because that is a number. I don't know if this will work. I don't know if I can, no, that's not going to work. How would I put a string in there? I do not know. Got a little exclamation mark. Operator cannot be applied to type setting, string and number. Yeah, this comparison is wrong. Don't know if we can get a comparison that's, yeah, there you go. Comparisons, words. Receive string. Hello. Send radio, we're gonna have to get it to send. It's annoying that I can't move that. I did it. Okay, get rid of that. Radio, send string. Radio, send number, send value, send string. get rid of that, it's confusing me already. I don't know if this is going to work. I've not done it before, ever. So it sends it, and nothing happened. So wait a minute, if radio sends string hello, if you receive, it should happen. Oh yeah, it did. We got a tick. I didn't see that. So we could make this really complicated. Super fragile. And then that would be really difficult because we might get a spelling mistake. Even if we did a simple, like, I love the light trail, it could get complicated. Which is why we're going to steer clear of them, but I think it's good to know about them. Love the light trail. Heart. Duck. So it should get a little heart. See? Didn't like it. Probably spelt something wrong in there. Probably there's like a space or something that shouldn't be there. So it's easier to stick with numbers. Okay, cool. We could also do a different input. So let's do that and then we'll finish up. So the idea we're thinking is to create lots of these. So say if 3 installations, actually no, let's keep this. We're going to keep this simple though, not a sentence. Hi, hi. We're going to have different inputs. So say we have 5 installations that work like this, we're going to have 5 inputs. So we're going to go button B pressed, and I'm going to just duplicate this. I'm not going to do send string, I'm going to do radio send number 2, duplicate these so we know that it's been sent. I'm not sure if this will work again, this is my first time doing it, but this is what we've got to do to learn, just got to try things out. So over here, this side is my received. So I need another radio received, but not string. I think there is another radio received number. There we go. Radio received number, logic, if, and then we need a comparison in our logic with numbers. So if received number is 2, and then let's put something groovy in there. Maybe like random dots. Else, and we'll add an X. We'll just keep that as our I think, rather than a ducky. Alright, so now when I press A, my other one comes up. Now my press A was sending words. Should say a little heart, I think. Yeah, I've got a heart because I sent and pressed A. So when I press B, I should get this. So this is a different input, a different installation. Whoa, random. So we could do this other inputs. I think we could have an on shake. and radio. So number 3. Just going to duplicate this whole block and change a very little bit of it. It's hashed out because like you've already made a bit of code for this, but when I put 3 in, it should all come to life. Hopefully. No? Oh, that's weird. There might be another way of doing it then. There might be a way of having like one piece of code that links them all together. I'll have to ask Laura about that. Anyway, I think I'm going to leave it at that for today. 40 minutes of streaming is definitely enough for me. Okay, bye. Take care. This is the last one. These will all be uploaded to the Ideas Hub website, where all of these wonderful tutorials on how to turn your microbit into a robot, a radio to control lights will be put. If you have a kid who is between the ages of 10 and 13, they can join our club that we run. We're working with a number of community groups that we obviously don't run, but they can join our personal club, the Ideas Hub, the Art Place Club, which is on Saturday mornings from 10 AM to 11 PM for the younger set, and from 11:15 to 12:15 for the older set. So it's definitely worth contacting either the Ideas Hub or the Art Place by messenger if you're interested in finding out about that. We can send you details, but it's all free. Bye!